Okay, and welcome back to theCUBE's live coverage here in San Francisco, California for AWS Summit 2022. Amazon Web Services Summit 2020. New York City is coming up in the summer. We'll be there, check us out, thecube.net. Our next guest here is Jim Long, who's the CEO of Didja, also known as Local BTV. A very interesting AWS customer doing some really progressive things around video and challenging the status quo in cord cutting and all kinds of broadcast models. Jim, welcome to theCUBE, great to see you.
Thank you, John, great to be here.
Okay, so first of all, before we get into some of the disruption, take a minute to explain what is Didja and Local BTV?
Didja is all about providing edge video networking for broadcast television, basically modernizing local television and hopefully extending it to hyperlocal content like high schools and community government and community channels and things like that. So essentially using the internet as an antenna to bring broadcast television to your phone, your laptop, your connected TVs.
So if I understand it correctly, and I look at the materials of your site, you basically go into each market, metro areas like New York, Philly, Bay Area, grab the TV signal out of the air, local TV, and then open that up to everyone who's got an app.
Correct, and we're essentially building a hybrid network with AWS. I like to say we got all the smart and account stuff, in the cloud at AWS, and we have all the dumb fast stuff in the actual TV market. So we have servers and transcoding there. We work with, of course, AWS on that centrally as well. But basically that hybrid cloud allows us to be the fastest, simplest, and lowest cost way to get a local video, any type. Could be an antenna or an IP stream to a local house. So we're sort of the local pickup and delivery people. We're not building a brand, we're not building content, we're delivering the local content to the local viewers.
You're like the pipes.
We are, we're essentially an infrastructure company. We're right at that wonderful intersection of the infrastructure and the content, where I always like to play.
I love the story. I think the cost-effective nature of how you're using Amazon is really impressive. What are some of the cool things you're doing on AWS that you think is notable?
Well, of course, the standard issue stuff where you want to store all your data in the cloud, right? We use QuickSight to get to that, and obviously we're using S3, and we're using MediaTailer, which we really like, which is because we're the first actual company on the planet, I believe, that's inserting digital ads, impression-based ads into local broadcast streams. So that's fun because the advertisers, they like the fact that they can still do traditional TV buys and they can spice it up with digital impressions-based ads on us. Yeah. And we're adding to it a real fun thing called Clip It, which is user clipping. It's an app that's been running on AWS for years. It's had over 500,000 plays in social media. Yeah. We're combining those together and AWS makes it very simple to do that.
Well, I've been using your app on my Fire Stick and downloaded Local BTV on the App Store. I got to say, the calendar's awesome and the performance is 10 times better than some of the other streaming apps, because the other performance, they crash all the time, the calendar's weird. So, congratulations. Clearly you're running cloud technology, but I got to ask you, what's going on in the market? Netflix missed their earnings, the stock was down big time, obviously competition. What's going on with Netflix?
Well, it's a big shift.
And what does it mean for the streaming market?
Well, what it means is consumer choice. It's really the golden age of consumer choice. Originally, back when I was a kid, it was all antenna TV. We didn't even have DVRs, right? And then the cable companies and the satellite companies, the phone companies came in and took over, and all of a sudden everyone started paying for TV, for just linear TV, right? And then the next thing you know, streaming comes around, Netflix shows up for VOD, or SVOD they call it, because it's pay TV. And the whole, that ecosystem starts to melt down, and now you have a consumer choice market where you can pay for VOD or pay for linear, and everyone does linear and everyone does VOD, or you can use free TV. Now we correctly guessed that free TV was going to have a huge comeback. What is it about free? Even obviously Gen Z, smarter than us boomers, they love free too. Targeted advertising makes the ads less painful or less of a distraction. So we knew that free ad-supported TV was going to happen. Lots of stuff happened, and then the major media companies started doing their own subscription apps, right? They're all cool.
You mean like Paramount Plus and
Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, ESPN, Peacock, Time Warner's doing something. I mean, it's all cool, but people only have so much of a big pocketbook. So what it's doing is pay TV has now become much more complicated, but also you got to trade off. So you saw it with Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Netflix is suffering from there's too much pay TV. So where are you going to put your money? On Comcast, on YouTube TV, Paramount Plus, Netflix?
Yeah, I mean, I love the free thing, and I got to bring up something I want to get your reaction to. A company called Locast went under. They got sued out of their deal. They were the free TV. Are you guys have issues like them? What's the Locast?
Well,
Locast, people don't know, was doing
correct.
the same thing.
We started before Locast, and we're what we would call a permissions-based system, legal system. The broadcast industry is the wild, wild west. I mean, I like to say antenna TV is a direct-to-consumer. The antenna is a direct-to-consumer device, and it's controlled by the channel people. It's not controlled by a platform like Comcast, right? It's not controlled by a stick.
When you say channel, do you mean like CBS?
Yeah, CBS or the local Korean religious cooking channel, or Spanish channels, or local independent television, which is really a national treasure for us. The United States really should be making sure that local content, local channels do well. Local businesses, with targeted advertising, Jane's Nail Salon can now advertise just in San Jose and not the entire San Francisco TV market. So you have all that going on, and we recognize, that local content, but you have to have permission from the channel stuff. It's not easy because you got channels on stations, you have syndicators. It's hard to keep track of, and sometimes you have to shift things around. But Locast, like another company before it, just went hog wild, illegal, trying to use a loophole. Didn't quite work out for them. And
basically they got put out of business by the networks, the names, the big name content people.
Correct. I mean, the big guys, but I mean, because they weren't following the rules.
The rules meaning license the content, right?
Well, correct. Or yes.
Basically, they were stealing the content in the eyes of the.
Well, it is a little of a bit of a gray area between the FCC and the copyright laws that Congress made. So there are people certainly out there that think there is a path there. Locast didn't find it. We're not trying to find it. We just want to get all the free TV. But the bottom line, and you've seen fast channels explode recently, Pluto, Samsung TV.
Yeah, what does that all mean?
Well, what it means is people love free TV, and the best free TV out there is your local TV. So putting that on the internet, and but the media companies, they have trouble with this new stuff.
What trouble
they're overthinking it.
What trouble does CBS, NBC, all these big guys have?
Those guys have a little less trouble than the people that actually, they're affiliates, right? So there's 210 TV markets, and your major networks, they have their own stations, and in about 39% of the population, which is about 15 to 20.
Is it cultural or is it system problem?
No, it's a problem of the media companies are just having trouble moving towards a new technology, and I think they're siloing it.
Why not? Are you going to let them die? Are you trying to do deals with them?
No, absolutely. For us, we don't make money unless stations make money. We want local TV to flourish. It is. Local TV is, Nielsen just reported yesterday, that local TV is growing. We're taking advantage of that. And I think the station groups are having a little trouble realizing that they have the original fast channels. Before Pluto, before Tubi did it in movies, and
what aren't people understanding in the industry? I know NAB's coming up a show.
Yeah, that's right,
which is the
Saturday.
National Association of Broadcasters. What's going on in that industry right now? And if you get to put it down, the top 3 problems that are opportunities to be solved, what would they be?
Well, I think the best one that's left is what we're doing. I have to say, I think it's worth billions.
You mean free TV over the air and streaming?
OTV, over the air TV that also works with the internet, right? Public internet connected to public television stations, so that everybody, including homeless people, et cetera, that they don't have a TV, they don't have an antenna, they can't afford Comcast.
They got an iPhone though.
They got an iPhone for sure, and so it's a wonderful thing. It's our national broadcasting, and I don't think the station groups or the major networks are taking advantage of it as much as they should.
Yeah,
and I don't think obviously NBC and CBS with their new apps, they're sort of done with that. They did their mergers. They got the virtual pay guys, YouTube TV off the ground. The only thing left is suck another shitload of good eyeballs and advertising.
Well, I think that and what you said earlier around subscription fatigue. Nobody wants to have 20 subscriptions.
Well, that brings up a whole new other war that's going on that thank goodness we're not part of. It's the platforms versus the cable companies, right? Versus whatever, right? Everyone's trying to be your open garden or your closed garden. They're trying to get your subscriptions in, bundle, self-bundling. It's wonderful for consumers if you can navigate through it. We think we'll have one of the gems in any of that. Everyone's going to want local TV, and so we'll supply that. We're already doing that. We're supplying it to a couple companies. Freecast has a company app, a universal streaming. Manage all your streaming aggregation. Put your paid stuff in. Put your free stuff in. They do that, and as does Roku's trying to do that. Fire TV, Xfinity's trying to do it. So it's a new war for the platform, and hopefully we'll be on every one.
Well, you've been in this industry for a long time. You know the streaming market, you know the TV market. So it's good. I think it's a new battle. The shift's happening. What should people know about Didja and local BTV? What are some of your goals for the next year or two? What are you trying to do?
Well, what we're really trying to do is make sure that local television thrives so that it can support wider communities, it can support hyper-local content. So and we love the old paradigm and channel change, right? Every other app has all these boxes going by on different rows and stuff, and yeah, you can search and find stuff, but there's nothing like just changing channels. Whether a commercial's on or you want to see what else is on, you're going to go from local television, and maybe all of a sudden you'll see the local high school play over on another part of the spectrum. And what we're trying to do is get those communities together and have the local high school people come over and find the local, Spanish novella channel or something like that.
So local is the new hot
It is,
trend.
absolutely. And by the way, it's where the high CPMs are going to go. And the more targeted you get,
the ad revenue.
Correct. That's for us is our number one. We have a number of revenue streams, but targeted ads are really great for local, right? And so we're going to make an announcement.
We've lost that local. I see local things. Local Palo Alto paper, for instance, just shut down this local sports high school coverage, youth sports, because they don't budget.
Right.
And
so
there's no TV, community channels like some Comcast throwaway channel. We're losing local.
No, I think that's a real national shame. And so I think if we can strengthen local television, I think it'll strengthen all local media. So we expect to help local radio and local newspapers. That's a bigger part of the vision, but I believe it's going to happen.
There's an education angle here too.
There is an education angle because the bottom line is you can use linear television as a way to augment. We have a really exciting project going on in New York with some of the housing projects in Harlem and the Bronx. Their idea is to have the homework channel. And they can, and literally when you have and with swiping and everything, you can have, literally you can have 100 schools that have things.
Well, we know Zoom schooling sucks. We know that didn't work. So I think you're going to see a lot of augmentation.
Right.
Here at Amazon, I was just talking to some people here, AI training, machine learning training, all here, could be online in linear format.
Yeah, and exactly. And the nice thing about the linear format is it's discovery television, and you can also, you can also record it, right? If you see a program and you want to record it, you just hit record.
So final minute we have left, I want to just get your thoughts on this one thing and ask you a question. Are you looking for content? Are you outreaching to content providers?
Our primary mission is to get more local channels on, which really means station groups and independents. We have a number, basically 50% of the channels in any market when we move into it are like, this is a no-brainer, I want more eyeballs. We're Nielsen rated, we support, and so we...
How many markets are you in right now?
We're in 21 now, and we hope to be in over 50 by the end of the year, covering more than half the United States. So.
All right, Jim, thanks for coming on theCUBE, really appreciate it.
My pleasure,
Good luck with
John.
your mission, very disrupting media, combination of over-the-air TV, local with IP, internet. Obviously, we love that with theCUBE. We want a CUBE channel anywhere possible. I'm John Furrier, host of theCUBE here at AWS Summit, highlighting all the big trends and technologies in cloud and media. We'll be back with more coverage after this short break.